Hey guys, I hope you have some iced tea ready because even though you need something to cool down, we're still serving the information hot. Yes, it is about Miss Adore again. She just can't help but just give us new information that makes her look more guilty and her followers look a little bit more sus. You know, there's a lot of people who are saying like, oh, why can't you take like a more balanced approach? Yeah, I take a balanced approach at looking at the facts. If you had a child predator or a murderer live next door and people are always blaming you, saying like, why are you so hard on them? What did they do to you? Why are you so suspicious? Why do you not want your children around them? Why can't you keep an open mind? You probably kept an open mind, and then you found the information, and then you picked a side to protect yourself and what's important to you. When I look at this situation, I see a predatorial type of situation, and I feel like it is my job to put out the facts there that you can find the ones that would, protect the threat next door. I want to give you the information that shows you that girl next door has a little bit more something to her. And today, what we got was that I saw another headline where it was way talk about not being objective against Hybe, blaming Hybe for ADOR's accusations against ADOR copying, plagiarizing, music. It said like, oh, this is so suspicious and it looks like a media play by Hybe with absolutely no evidence that Hybe was behind any story or any people in the public taking a look at the new bubblegum song by New Jeans and thinking that it suspiciously sounds like a song by Shakatak. Now, I didn't know who Shakatak was, but I was very pleased that I was able to educate myself in 1980s UK pop music. Yes, we know that Miss Min Hee-jin and her originality, her creative direction, her original ideas are based off of derivatives of 90s fashion and that whole genre. But who would have thought that she would just outright steal music from the 1980s and from the United Kingdom, British pop, and then now recycle it and call it K-pop? So the song in question is called Easier Said Than Done. And honey, that it is, right? It is easier said than done to make really good music, really original music, really catchy music, really meaningful music. Easier said than done. But, on the flip side, what we've seen, I think it's ironic that she decided to steal Easier Said Than Done from Shakatak, is because I think she does find it easier said that she's innocent, easier said that she is been maligned, easier said that she is being unfairly attacked than done. Done meaning show us your receipts. What sort of real evidence besides your tears and your misinterpreted text messages do you actually have? What real evidence does ADOR have that Hybe is retaliating against her for her bringing up the fact that Islet, another girl group within the Hybe family, was perhaps doing some of the same choreography, using some of the same photo shoots, having some of the same images in the videos, which are all kind of like, all right, well, yeah, they can be a little bit similar in that way, but there was no outright blanket theft of the entire concept. I'm gonna link the two songs below. The original 1982 Easier Said Than Done by Shakatak and Bubblegum by New Jeans. And there's a shady YouTuber out there basically like calling out when songs sound like a copy. And so what he did was play it back to back. So first he had the Shakatak, the original, then Bubblegum, then again, so that you have it in your mind, and then he put them together to see how close they are. And okay, it does not compare to anything that Miss Min Hee-jin is accusing Islet of lifting. This is literally boom, almost the same song. Now, the song was made by a composer or DJ, I guess, a DJ music maker, I guess they do it all. And his name is 250. And he's worked, basically he made like all the songs of New Jeans. So like, Ditto, Hype Boy, like all of those. And he also worked with her on a lot of groups over at SM. So I don't want to, I don't want to like point any fingers at him because I feel like she's going to throw him under the bus. Now the problem though is we'll get to it in a different video. When she is in the Korean system, even under Korean culture, but even just Korean business practices, if she is at the level of a CEO of a sub-label, basically Isa versus Chigwon. Chigwon is just employee. Isa is like an executive or a director that has responsibility. And if you mess up, if you do something bad, you can get fired as an Isa. And as a Chigwon, you're as a employee, you're a lot more protected under employment protection law. So it's almost impossible to fire you. But if you are at that level of being an executive, then you can be fired, and you also have to take responsibility for what your employees do. So for her to just be like, and I know she's gonna do this if she gets pressed against the wall on this, oh well, that was done by like this we contracted out this song, how was I supposed to know he copied it, blah 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 blah. Now this is a little shady because I think she did know. Why? Because she makes decisions that are more than just the music, more than just the concept, also the business angle. The new song of Bubblegum is being released with another song like in a 2-pack. Okay, they can't be bothered like making more than 5 songs these days. But they were releasing it on May 24th, but I guess we got an early preview of Bubblegum and the music video, but the main launch was the Tokyo Dome it's not even a performance, it's like a fan signing or something. Can't even be bothered to sing and dance. Well, basically they're saying like they don't have enough songs to do a full concert. Anyhow, so they were going to coincide it with that Japan fan greet and also use the song for, this is important I think, use the song for Bubblegum for some Japanese commercials. Why is that important, I think? Because we haven't talked about Shakatak. Shakatak. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. Shakatak is extremely popular in Japan, okay? Extremely popular, and if they're extremely popular, they've already heard this song. Which song am I singing? Shakatak's or Bubblegum? You can't really tell because it's almost the same thing. So subliminally, the Japanese public likes this song, a great majority of it, and is familiar with it for generations. It's been like over 40 years old since that song came out. And so that's almost like a sure thing. If you use that song in a commercial, it's gonna make people perk up and have a positive association with it without them really knowing. That's why I think she kind of knew. She's also obviously into LPs, and this was in that LP era, and Shakatak, they say, okay, it was formed in 1980, and it's a British group, and they say like it's a very unique they have longevity because they're a household name for a lot of people, but then they're also independent. They're jazz funk. And when you listen to them, I mean, I understand why, even like, you know, if you're going to copy somebody, you know, copy somebody good. And this thing, yeah, this sounded good. And look at these, you know, pictures. They are a legit 80s pop, jazz, funk, whatever it is. I mean, they captured the mood. I mean, this is legit 80s pop, global pop, UK pop. You know, that girl got the hair going on. And the videos, I mean, it's definitely like, you know, Time Life classic hits of the 80s material. And so this band was formed in 1980 by Bill Sharp, Nigel Wright, Roger Odell, and Keith Winters. And the members that currently tour right now are Jill Soward, Bill Sharp, Roger Odell, and George Anderson. And then they also had all these past members like Keith Winter, Jackie Raw, Nigel Wright, Steve Underwood, Norma Lewis, Fiorik Carlson. Now, I don't know, you know, what happened to them, but I'm hoping that, you know, these Shakatak members right now are not like the British style, like, you know, nice, like too nice. But I didn't know this, but a lot of, if you're from the UK, please tell me, because, you know, because of like James Bond and like, you know, the royal family and stuff like that, and, you know, everything, like I thought like British people were really tough, but apparently, you know, the politeness of the culture actually, you know, has, you know, some semblances of this whole kind of like repressive authoritarian type of environment where people are not very like forceful with like fighting. I don't know, but then sometimes I see all that kind of like Manchester United versus Liverpool, you know, like y'all football, like, you know, fans go crazy. So I'm hoping they're more of the latter. I'm hoping that at least one member of Shakatak has got a little bit of salt, no, a lot of salt, like a mouthful of salt, like a mouthful of Marmite. I want a real salty one to come and give Miss ADOR a little bit of a check. I want them to say, you are not gonna Kensington my palace, because this is our song, and how dare you take our song and not even give us any credit for it, and then not even give a royalty payment or any kind of usage fee. How do I know for sure? Because when I tweeted it out, it wasn't even like 2 hours later, maybe even less, the official Shakatak UK Twitter account responded saying, "Thanks, Sean. We'll look into this. It is similar, like very similar." So, does Shakatak feel like something is going on? Yes, they do. It's not like a situation where we're just like, oh, well, I don't, you know, you like, how do you know? Like, the band might have already given them permission. No, they didn't. Oh, the band might, you know, think that it's okay. No, they said that they're gonna look into this. Okay, and I hope they look into it with the saltiest attitude. And because there is this question of breach of trust versus whether Min Hee-jin and her minions can be nabbed for planning a plot versus doing a plot. We already know that if you plan a plot like that, you're gone in any kind of situation. But we're looking at like what is triggerable in the law. And I think Kim and Jung, the law firm for Hybe, is trying to create plan B, C, and D. Create a situation where if one thing, you know, doesn't go their way in court, that they have a lot of other backup plans. And I think if this could be a plan D per se, because in this type of situation, even if Min Hee-jin didn't go and make the music or copy the music directly with, you know, Control C, Control V, then in this situation, though, she hired and she managed and she oversaw this situation. And I believe under Korean law, that kind of like green light that she gave is actually a breach of trust, breach of duty. She did create financial harm if if Shakatak gets salty enough and perhaps sues for damages, and if the damages are enough. So I think, Mr. and Mrs. Shakatak, if you can Zoom with Hybe's lawyers, get on the phone, ask them like, hey, would it be advantageous for Hybe if we, did a lawsuit, and could you, just facilitate that for us, and then boom, or like do some settlement or something. Look, people have been jiving to that easier said than done for over 40 years. The nerve of Ms. ADOR to just take that from them. I think, and in the music video for Bubblegum, they ain't even singing their own lyrics. They're just chewing on bubblegum and blowing bubbles. You might as well have given some respect and actually mouthed the words. So what do you guys think? Do you think it sounds similar? I think it's extremely similar. Put your comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.